Welcome back to the channel. My name is Leah, and today I wanted to share with you an inspirational story to give you just a burst of energy and hope during the start of this spring. Over the past 4 or 5 years, I've taken an interest in learning about what happens to us after this life. I spent about a year reading maybe 500 near-death experiences, and then it was put on my heart to write a book on this. However, I didn't feel a direct leading from God to do it, just a personal desire. And over time, I questioned that. Is God really calling me to do this? It wasn't a direct, yes, you will do this sort of feeling. But I never got a no either. And so I wondered as I went through the process if this was what God willed for me or not. This past summer, I was finishing up the book. And I am not a natural writer in the sense that writing for more than maybe an hour a day is just too much for me. I love my full-time job as a high school math teacher, and that's probably what I'm going to stick with. However, God had other plans. The day I decided to extend my writing deadline into the fall instead of the end of August, I received 2 text messages the minute I was about to go tell my husband, I'm going to push this off for a few months. One text message was from a friend who was stating how excited she was to see the first draft. The other text was from an individual who had actually had a near-death experience and had written a book on it herself, who had wanted to see that final draft. And so I stuck with it. At my husband's urging, I finished the book on August 28th and pushed publish. The very next day, his spirit left his body. My husband had been ill for some time, but it was a complete shock that he would die when he did. And it was this book, At the Edge of the Jordan, the process of researching for it and writing it, that in large part gave me hope to move forward. Suddenly, instead of writing about the rescue, the EMTs, everything that had happened in this book to the main character, Ashlyn, I was living it. But my spouse did not come back to tell the story. However, this isn't necessarily a tragedy. In fact, it was the greatest blessing I have ever received. Because I know that what is in At the Edge of the Jordan is true. Those who pass on before us never leave our sides. They are always with us. And this gives me great hope, and it's something I want to share with you today. So I'm excited to announce that for the next week, my book, At the Edge of the Jordan, which I will put the link to somewhere up there as well as in the description, will be available on Amazon for 99 cents. Now, as always, both with the YouTube channel and with the book sales, all profits goes directly to charity. My job as a high school teacher is the only one I ever want. This is simply just what fills my soul after hours. And this book, I really encourage you to take a look at. There's so much truth in here that made this year for me, instead of one of the most terrible of my life, probably the best I have ever had. Because I know what is true. I know that my husband, I feel his presence. I know he is right there, more closely than he was when he walked this earth. And I want you to have that same hope and assurance in not only those who's passed on before you, their closeness to you, but God's closeness to you, that you are loved beyond belief. I also have a little other piece of news. I am starting another book. This one was, I feel like, told to me to write. Unlike the last one where I kind of led the way, this one I feel was a direct given to me by God to write. And it'll be out probably, if all goes well, in the early to late fall of this coming year. The book's title is It's Okay to Be Okay. And it's about those who grieve. It outlines my journey of grief and recovery, and that what comes after the loss of someone can actually be a beautiful, new, re-envisioned life of increased depth of faith and connection to those lost. You build a life around the person you lost and that loss. You don't lose what you once had. It's something better and even more beautiful. And so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. If you're looking for more regular inspiration, you can also feel free to check out my blog, thecontemplativechristian.com, which I'll link again somewhere up there and in the description below. It's kind of like my open diary of my spiritual journey, as well as some history of Christian contemplatives and such. Finally, in closing, I urge you all to be one another's companions on the journey. Reach out to a friend, a family member, share your personal journey. We could all use someone to share this adventure with, and I know that you can be a huge inspiration and encouragement to those whom you love. So until next time, may God bless you, and thank you for coming and visiting the channel.